going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Oh, I bet even he can't believe it.
Good morning and good morning to you. Welcome to this Good Morning Tottenham Away video. Thursday's episode, guys. My, this international week, it's going to spill over the weekend and we won't get football to the following weekend. So, guys, bear with. There's not really been that much to talk about since the internationals week has begun. But, of course, when there isn't anything to talk about, of course, there's always going to be transfer talks happening and, conversations to be had and blah, blah, blah. And it's not this time ones that we are linked with, Spurs, but it's in fact a couple of our players that have been spoken about in terms of, reported rumours at least. Let's give it a bit of context. We'll read it out. I'll read it out to you, and then we can discuss. Porro speaks out. Reported Real Madrid interest. Tottenham latest game did not go. Blah, blah, blah. So let's get into it. Porro was, as we know, received a call up to Spain national side for the latest international break, where they will face Denmark and Serbia. And it's not taking long for the local media to quiz Porro on the possibility of leaving Spurs after not even 2 years in North London. Of course, I'm proud with the links. It means I'm doing things well. Porro responded about the links to Real Madrid. If that happens one day, it happens. Now I'm fully focused on my club, Tottenham. The Spanish right-back has now played 45 times under Postecoglou, has provided an impressive return of 5 goals and 7 assists. Porro has shown his strengths in attack since making his 39 million move, £39 million move from Sporting's back in January 2023. Porro's done well since he's been at the club. Glenn Hoddle recently criticised him from the defensive point of view, especially when we don't have when we're not in possession of the ball, and that for sure is something that we need to work on. But we have to always remember, whilst these guys are playing fullback, both Porro and Udogie, they've always played as wing back, so they're probably far more prominent going forward than they are defending, because they've always had their backs covered with teams where they played before with 3 at the back. Now, that's something that for sure I think we could do, because we have the players to do it with Romero, Van der Ven and Dragusin, but we're not that way inclined in the way that we play. So we're not likely to move out of a back 4 anytime soon, especially from the start. But let's move to the second. At the end of the day, what's Porro going to say? He's going to be. Carvajal recently got, he's going to be out for the season at Real Madrid. So Real Madrid will be in the market in January to get a right back in. I've got no doubts about that. Now, obviously, Porro's been asked about that because he is a right back. And let's be honest, he could comfortably play in Real Madrid, knowing fully well that he has to just bomb forward and not worry too much about going backwards, because Real Madrid, more often than not, will dominate games. So they'll be more prominent going forward and attack, and Porro will absolutely suit that. But I've also heard that Ancelotti really, really likes Trent Alexander-Arnold, so he could be a target for them come January. And we know that things, between him and the club, Liverpool having, this seems it's a weird relationship at the moment. So he's obviously going to be looked into. We know Ancelotti likes him. So look, in terms of Porro, what is he going to respond? What is he going to say? He's not interested in Real Madrid. He's going to say, look, I'm focused at Spurs right now, but in future, you never know. If Real were to come in from, who can turn down the Blancos? Let me know your thoughts in that merit in the comments below. But of course, there's another Romero. There's been talks about this release clause that for Romero, and reports from Argentina, such as El Economista, claimed that the Spurs Aces contract boasts a €65 million, which is about £55 million release clause. Romero has been linked with Real Madrid also in recent months, and the release clause in his contract would severely weaken Spurs' chance of keeping him. However, Fabrizio Romano sought to reassure Spurs fans, taking X on Wednesday, yesterday afternoon, with an update about the former Atalanta man's contract. Romano has quite simply rubbished the rumours claiming that Romero has a £55 million release clause, saying it is not true. The transfer insider also stressed that Tottenham considered him untouchable last summer despite interest from the clubs. Look, the Romero Real Madrid links, or talks has always been there. Some of you, like after that last game, will quietly be happy to take the 55 million, if it were true, will take the 55 million pounds and ship him off to Real Madrid. I'm not of that opinion. I do think he needs to back up ideas. I do think that in that last game, he was completely and utterly off, like most of the team were. But he, like I said, I expect better from my captain, which he was captain on the day against Brighton. I expect better from him. I expect him to be the last one to give up. So the goals that we conceded, he was central to that all. So to that, because at the end of the day, our back four weren't at their best against Brighton. So and he just has to take the same responsibility as everyone else. But you always expect more from a World Cup winner. Let's not forget that he's a World Cup winner and he's supposed to be one of our leaders in that team. So you'd always expect more from him. But look, Romano's completely rubbish that story. It's not true. So these rumours, whoever's putting them out there is doing so to just fill in this international break, which I can't stand anyway. And I can't wait for football to return again. But guys, let me know your thoughts of Pedro Porro. The reason why I brought this up, because obviously there's fans in the chat on social media that they didn't like they didn't like the way Porro perhaps responded. Well, I don't see anything wrong with it personally, because it's Real Madrid. They've shown interest. He's like, who wouldn't, basically who wouldn't say no to Real Madrid? But he also stated that really hasn't been put into it. He also stated that right now he is focused on Spurs and he's focused on doing well for Spurs, and any future transfer we'll deal with it then. But this is going to be an ongoing theme, guys. Players like Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, I've said many a times. I mean, that hasn't happened as yet, but how long would it be till he starts to get the interest of all the elite clubs in Europe? That will also happen. We are subjected to that. Most clubs are subjected to the elite clubs coming looking for them. So don't be surprised about that. So, and don't be unsettled with it. They got a job to do at Spurs and they will carry on doing so. Anything in the future, we'll deal with it then. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments below. Smash a like to the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't really done so. And others of that, have a good remainder of the week. As always, forever always, it's come on you Spurs.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.